Yo, what is good, YouTube? Today we'll be checking out the UK gun laws. And to be honest, as an American and having the right to bear arms, I'm curious to know like y'all opinion and y'all laws when it comes to guns and on like weaponry in general. So yeah, we're gonna check it out. Hope y'all enjoy and yeah, let's get it.
Welcome to Adam Explains, where I break down tough topics and give you the facts. Before we begin, if I could take this time to request that you like, comment and subscribe if you enjoy this video.
Facts.
But without further ado, let's get into it. Guns are heavily restricted in the UK, but contrary to what many people believe, including many Brits, owning a firearm is not illegal. On
Hmm.
average, Britain has 6.5 guns per 100 people, compared to the
Really?
USA, which has 101 guns per 100 people, according to the Small Arms Survey. Unlike the Americans
That's crazy how we have more guns than people in America. That's insane to think about.
with the Second Amendment, gun ownership in the UK is a privilege, not a right. Whether or
Hmm.
not this is the right approach is not up for debate in this video, but feel free to discuss it at length in the comments section. Firearms control in the UK is among the toughest in the world, and
Oh,
firearms
really?
offences continue to make up less than 0.2% of recorded crime. As you would expect, with such low gun ownership, gun-related deaths are incredibly rare. According to the Geneva Declaration of Armed Violence and Development, it stands at 1 death per million people per year.
Bro, that is so like fascinating. Okay, so that's a good thing though, right? You have less gun violence because of how strict the law is about guns. Interesting.
The UK population is around
Okay,
about
there's a lot of like patriots and be like, oh no, that's not correct. Guns don't kill people, people kill people, and this and that. But if it's harder to get access to a gun, like it's the crime gonna be down because it's harder to get the weapon rather than just having it at every corner, like every like pawn shop or any like Walmart or Bass Pro Shops or gun store in general. Like it's very easy to get one.
56 million people, and that only adds up to around 50 to 60 gun homicides annually. The rules around gun ownership can vary
The
depending on where you
country.
are in the UK, particularly in Northern Ireland, where due to the Good Friday Agreement, the laws are much less restrictive and over 5% of the population own a firearm, though these gun owners are not permitted to transport their weapons to mainland Britain. So who,
Damn.
in general, can obtain a firearm? To possess or purchase a firearm, an individual in the UK must be assessed as not posing a threat to public safety by the police, who act as the licensing authority. In
Background
addition,
check.
the
Okay.
individual must have a good reason to own a firearm and be able to demonstrate to the licensing authority that they require their firearm for work, sport, or leisure on a regular legitimate basis, such as being
Oh, so it's not, you can't say like, oh, I need it for protection. It has to be like a legit reason. Interesting.
a firearm for work, sport, or leisure on a regular legitimate basis, such as being a member of a target shooting club. The reason the police are the licensing authority is because they possess local information that helps inform their judgment, and discretion over what constitutes a good reason is often left up to chief officers. To own a firearm in the UK, a person must undergo a strict vetting procedure, which includes interviews, visits to the person's property, criminal record checks, and references from friends. In addition,
What?
the applicant's GP may be contacted. Once a firearm license is issued and paid for, the licensed individual must store their gun securely to avoid.
And to be honest, like, hey, listen, like I don't, I'm down for it because you know what I'm saying. It seemed like they're just more careful because they don't want to give guns to the wrong person, like a someone that's not right in the head or like a potential terrorist or something. So they you want to make sure everything. So the fact that they go into like the resident to search it to make sure like everything is clean, bro, they going all out to make sure like you really are a good person.
License is issued and paid for, the licensed individual must store their gun securely to avoid access by any unlicensed person. What firearms may be licensed in the UK? Unless declared specially dangerous by the Firearms Dangerous Air Weapons Rules of 1969, low-powered air weapons are generally not licensed in England and Wales. That means that if you purchase one of these, you do not require a license in order to possess it. It is
Okay.
often said that handguns are outright banned, which is not strictly true. An individual may own long-barreled revolvers and long-barreled pistols, which are defined with a barrel of at least 30 centimeters in length and that the firearm is at least 60 centimeters long.
Damn.
Long-barreled single-shot firearms of any caliber and semi-automatic pistols of 22 rimfire caliber are permitted with a firearm certificate. Those that do not meet these criteria would be considered a pistol in UK law and are effectively banned, with the exception of muzzle-loading pistols, including
Okay.
muzzle-loading revolvers, which are permitted as long as they meet the criteria set forth in the regulations. All of the pistols are prohibited in Great Britain. Shotguns
So, okay, so what? No automatic weapons? So it has to be like a weapon that takes time. Interesting. They said that 24-inch barrel handgun, like one of those like Western, like you know what I'm saying? I'm the new sheriff in town type shit, like a little showdown.
set forth in
Oh
the
my god.
regulations. All of the pistols are prohibited in Great Britain. Shotguns are legal on a shotgun certificate as long as they can't hold more than 3 shotgun shells, including the one in the chamber, if it's a pump action or
What?
semi-automatic shotgun. However, shotguns with a detachable magazine or larger fixed magazine are still permitted, but you'll have to obtain a Section 1 firearm certificate. Rifles are also permitted. These are defined by UK law as a rifled firearm with a barrel longer than 30 centimetres or 12 inches, and a total length of the rifle must be longer than 60 centimetres or 24 inches, and it must also not fall under the
What?
classification of a long barrel revolver or pistol. Rifle
Okay, so these rules is kind of insane. So you can't really like customize your weaponry how you want it. So like if I want to change out the barrel for something like like an upgrade or something or some 3D printed like parts and whatnot, like you can't really like tamper with it because it has to be within like the rules, like the laws. It's kind of like having a car, right? You can't just cut the muffler out and then not expect to get pulled over in certain states and whatnot. Interesting that you can't really like customize it, which is but it keeps showing like older weapons that can't really be customized. So I'm guessing like they prefer the citizen to have like an older weapon rather than the newer ones that's more accurate and more dangerous and longer range and whatnot. Hmm.
are permitted in any caliber size as long as it doesn't meet the definition of self-loading or pump action. Semi-automatic or pump action rifles are only permitted at a 22 rimfire caliber. What might
Hmm.
surprise you is that under UK law, it is legal for you to own the following weaponry, with the correct licensing of course. The M&P 1522, which is based on the AR-15, H&K 416, semi-automatic 22
Oh,
rimfire caliber
okay.
MP5, Ruger 1022, Beretta ARX 160, and you can even own an Uzi as long as it's a 22 rimfire caliber. So next time someone says that the UK banned guns, we didn't, but we do strongly
Wow, I never knew that. See, over here in America, we think like it's impossible for y'all to own guns and like, because every time I seen like people from the UK react to America and they seeing like all the guns we have, they made it seem like it's like completely banned over there. So we have the extension that like, okay, so they only have knives and stuff like that, like, back in the days and swords and shields and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that y'all can have like all these weapons, bro, kudos to y'all, bro, because what the hell? I'll never look at the UK the same again.
caliber. So next time someone says that the UK banned guns, we didn't, but we do strongly restrict and control who can own firearms and what firearms can be owned. And generally speaking, culturally, we don't have the same affinity or interest in firearms as our American cousins. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing,
Cousins.
I'll leave up to you. So let me know in the comments your thoughts on the UK's approach to gun laws. I'd love to hear it. Does it shock you? Does it concern you? Let me know.
Watching this made me realize like how loosened the laws is about having weapons in America. Like it's so easy. As long as you don't have anything on your record like bad, you can literally walk in a store. Wait, I think you have to wait like a day or two for the background check if you don't have a permit. And then, well, in here in Florida, and you can literally get your gun in like a day or two. That's how easy it is, no matter what type of gun, pretty much. And it's insane, bro. Like what? But over there, it's like you have to have permit for this, have to have permit for that, a certificate for this, to have a magazine. The guns have to be within like like these laws, and and it's so crazy how strict it is. But as you can see, like like the whole like violence and crime and whatnot, like it's down. They said what, like 1 out of 1 million people. That's insane. Like what the hell? But anyway, that's it for this reaction. I hope y'all enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.